The miraculous power of faith revealed. Faith is the unseen force that has the power to illuminate our darkest paths, transform our lives, and lead us toward miracles we never thought possible. In this video, we'll explore the profound depth of faith, unlock its practical applications, and reflect on how it has shaped the lives of countless individuals. Together, we'll embark on a journey to understand faith, not just as a concept, but as a powerful spiritual force capable of guiding and transforming our lives. At its core, faith is a belief in something greater than what we can see, touch, or measure. It's the trust we place in God or the divine plan, even when life presents us with uncertainties or trials. Faith is not just a feeling. It's an intentional choice to surrender our fears, doubts, and burdens, trusting in the unseen. It's about saying, I may not understand everything right now, but I trust that all things will work together for good. Why does faith matter? Because it helps us rise above our circumstances. When the world around us shakes, faith serves as our anchor. It provides strength when we feel weak, hope when situations seem hopeless, and clarity when life feels confusing. Faith is the bridge between what is and what can be. Faith is not a passive state, but an active journey. It requires nurturing, commitment, and intention. True faith calls on us to trust even when the road ahead feels uncertain. It pushes us to believe in outcomes we cannot yet see. Think about walking into a room filled with darkness. You cannot see the light switch, but you know it's there, so you walk forward in faith to find it. That act of moving forward, despite the uncertainty, is faith in action. Faith isn't about waiting for all the answers. It's about trusting God enough to keep walking, to keep believing, and to keep hoping. Life is filled with challenges, times when we feel cornered, lost, or overwhelmed. But it's often in these very moments when faith shines brightest. Struggles test our belief systems, stretching and strengthening them in ways we could never imagine. Consider the story of Job from the Bible. Job lost everything: his wealth, his health, and his family. Yet through his suffering, he never abandoned his faith in God. Instead, he chose to trust in the divine plan, even when the pain was unbearable. In the end, his faith was rewarded and his life was restored. The story of Job reminds us that faith is not about avoiding hardship, but about enduring it with hope and trust in God's purpose. It takes courage to cling to faith when the winds of adversity blow strongest, but it is in those moments that miracles unfold. Faith is not just an abstract idea confined to spiritual texts. It's a living, breathing force that has transformed the lives of countless individuals. Let's reflect on two real-world examples. The first story involves a woman who, after being diagnosed with a severe illness, turned to her faith to guide her through. Instead of giving in to despair, she believed in her healing, praying and trusting God through every step. Miraculously, her health improved, and she found herself stronger physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Her journey wasn't just about recovery. It was a testament to how faith can lead to healing in ways we may not fully comprehend. In another story, a man facing crushing financial struggles found himself on the brink of losing everything. Through his faith, he surrendered his fears and began to focus on God's provision. Doors began to open in unexpected places, and opportunities emerged where there once seemed to be none. He credited his breakthrough not to luck, but to trusting God's plan, even when everything seemed out of control. These stories demonstrate how faith can propel people through life's toughest hurdles, creating profound change and even miracles that defy explanation. Across all spiritual traditions, faith holds a central place. The Bible teaches us in Hebrews 11, 1 that faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. This verse encapsulates the essence of what it means to trust in the unseen with full confidence. In the teachings of Jesus, faith becomes a source of direct transformation. In Matthew 17:20, he said, "If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, nothing will be impossible for you." This illustrates that our faith, however small it may seem, holds the power to work wonders when anchored in trust and belief. Faith is also emphasized in other spiritual traditions. In Islam, faith, iman, is regarded as the foundation of life, an unwavering trust in God's plan. Similarly, Jewish teachings stress complete reliance on God during times of trial. Across different cultures and religions, faith serves as a reminder that we're not alone and that hope transcends human understanding. So, how do we actively live out our faith in everyday life? It starts with small, intentional steps. Faith grows when we trust God in the little things before we face the big tests. Start by cultivating gratitude. A spirit of thankfulness opens the heart to faith, training our minds to focus on God's blessings instead of life's challenges. Take a moment each day to thank God for what you have, even if it's as simple as breath in your lungs or the love of those around you. Prayer and meditation are also powerful ways to nurture faith. These are moments where we surrender our concerns to God and trust Him to guide our path. When we dwell on His promises, we strengthen the bridge between fear and trust. Faith grows within community too. Surrounding yourself with like-minded believers can uplift and inspire you during difficult times. Together, in fellowship, we learn to lean on each other while trusting in God's guidance. When we walk in faith, we discover freedom from anxiety. Why? Because we realize we don't have to control every outcome. Faith reminds us that God is in charge and that His plan will unfold in our lives in perfect timing. Imagine standing at the edge of an ocean, overcome by the vastness of waves you simply can't control. Faith is like the calmness that washes over you as you look beyond the chaos of the waves and trust in the one who created the sea. Faith gives us the peace of knowing that we don't need to have all the answers. We simply need to trust. Studies even show that people who practice faith experience lower levels of stress and greater emotional resilience. Faith helps reframe our perspective, teaching us not to fear uncertainty, but to see it as a space where God is working behind the scenes. Faith is the key that unlocks doors we never even knew existed. It is not just a comforting belief, but a powerful force that shapes our lives, our choices, and our destinies. Faith has the ability to move mountains, clear obstacles, and invite God's presence in ways we cannot always predict. It allows us to see beyond our immediate struggles and recognize the hidden blessings that surround us every day. Often, we overlook the quiet ways in which God works. We expect grand, unmistakable miracles, but faith helps us see the subtle yet profound ways in which divine intervention takes place. It opens our eyes to the kindness of strangers, the perfectly timed opportunity that shifts our path, or even the difficult lessons that, in hindsight, were necessary for our growth. Faith teaches us that nothing happens by accident, and that every moment, whether joyful or challenging, holds a purpose. Miracles are not always dramatic. They are not always about parting seas or instant healing. Sometimes they unfold through small but life-changing moments, finding unexpected strength to move forward after a painful loss, receiving the wisdom to make a difficult decision, or discovering the courage to step into an unknown future. Faith transforms our perspective, allowing us to see these moments for what they truly are, evidence that God is walking with us. The more we rely on faith, the clearer these moments become. Instead of seeing life's uncertainties as obstacles, we begin to view them as opportunities for growth and trust. Faith does not eliminate hardships, but it gives us the resilience to face them with confidence, knowing that each step forward is part of a greater divine plan. By fully embracing faith, we unlock a deeper connection with God, a renewed sense of purpose, and the ability to recognize the miracles that are already unfolding around us. What is a miracle? Often, it is something that defies human logic or explanation, an event so extraordinary that it points to a divine source. But at its core, a miracle is more than just an unexplainable occurrence. It is a tangible reflection of God's divine hand moving in response to faith. The Bible is filled with miraculous moments where faith was the catalyst for supernatural intervention. Jesus performed countless miracles in the Gospels, demonstrating the power of faith in action. He healed the blind, cleansed lepers, calmed raging storms, and even raised the dead, all as a response to the faith of those who sought Him. Time and time again, Jesus affirmed that belief and trust in God were central to experiencing the miraculous. When people approached him with unwavering faith, they witnessed the impossible become reality. Miracles, however, are not confined to biblical times. They continue to unfold every day in the lives of those who trust in God's power. They may not always come in the form of visible, dramatic events, but they manifest in ways both great and small. An unexpected healing, an unforeseen breakthrough, a perfectly timed opportunity, or even an inner transformation that brings peace and strength in the face of adversity. Faith is what opens the door for these divine encounters. When we act in faith, we create space for God to move in ways that we could never orchestrate on our own. Faith shifts our focus from our limitations to God's limitless power. It is the bridge between our earthly struggles and heavenly intervention. The question is not whether miracles still happen, but whether we are willing to trust God enough to recognize and receive them. Sometimes, our expectations cloud our ability to see God's hand at work. We look for grand, undeniable signs and miss the everyday miracles that reveal His presence. True faith is not about demanding miracles, but about trusting in God's perfect will. Whether the miracle comes in the way we expect or takes a form we never imagined, faith assures us that God is always at work. When we place our trust in Him, we align ourselves with His divine plan, making way for the extraordinary to become part of our lives. As we close, take a moment to reflect on your own journey of faith. What challenges are you facing that require surrender and trust? What miracles are waiting on the other side of your belief? Faith calls on us to embrace the unknown with trust, knowing that God's plans are higher than ours. No matter where you are in your spiritual walk, be encouraged. Faith can light your way, renew your hope, and lead to extraordinary breakthroughs. Walk today and every day in faith. Trust God's promises, and you'll find that faith truly has the power to shape your world and reveal the miraculous. Remember, it only takes faith as small as a mustard seed to move mountains. What could faith unlock in your life? The answer may just be miraculous. Let faith be the lens through which you view every aspect of your life. Lean on it, grow it, and watch as it transforms not only your challenges, but your very destiny. Thank you for watching, and may your faith bring you miracles beyond imagination.